Hello, I'm Kendall Hardman, and this is my Unit 2 interactive assessment video. I would like to start off by saying that I found each of the three chapters interesting this week, but I felt more compelled to discuss Chapter 3, which is Developing Through the Lifespan. The reason I lean towards this topic is because I've noticed a conversation of it in the media, and I myself have noticed certain social cues related to the progression of childhood cognitive thinking, which is a subtopic in this chapter. As it is well known, the increasing use and advancement of technology has a strong effect on the youth. Today, as I was scrolling through TikTok, of course, I came across a video that brought up a point that I never took time to stop and think about, which is the effect it has on, well, it being technology, has on the brains of children. The video began with text that basically suggested that the younger generations should agree to not overexpose their children to digital media too soon. This was then followed up by a teacher who explained that she noticed the lack of development of critical thinking skills in elementary age students. And she was an elementary school teacher, so that's how she was able to see this. Um, and it proposed the idea that there is a link between the two being the increase of advancement and usage in with young children of these technological devices and the decrease in critical thinking skills with the same age group of children. And I actually agree with this. And I would like there to be further research done on this subject. And there probably has been, so I would maybe even want to research it more myself. I think people around my age, which is the 17 to 20 age range, were some of the last to experience downtime to just think and just form complete thought processing skills that could be used um, later on in life. And downtime being just time alone with your thoughts, or essentially like boredom, where we didn't have anything, so we just sat and thought. And though I do see that we did have more technological options to engage in than people born in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s and or so on. Um, a tablet still or a phone or some type of device wasn't shoved in our faces every couple of minutes to keep us from getting into some type of trouble or doing anything that could get our parents riled up or frustrate them. But I think that the trouble that we got in, or maybe even exploration that led to the trouble, was needed because it helped us grow and develop and give us experiences that helped us overall in the long run. And it also doesn't help that when they are given these things to keep them from being bored, that it's just useless and meaningless games like Temple Run or Angry Birds, if kids even still play those. Um, Through an undetailed observation of toddlers and young kids, which is undetailed meaning I just see it, um, I noticed that some of these kids can barely function without technology, and it's kind of scary. So, for instance, I have coaches who have kids, and they'll have their kid on the sideline looking at a video or playing a game on their parents' phones, and it locks and they don't know the password, so they can't even go a couple minutes or wait till the end of practice without having to run up to their parents and interrupt them, just not really completely thinking or using like their manners, um, and just say that they have to get the phone back open and needing the password because they get so bored without it for even a couple minutes or seconds. But don't get me wrong, I am in no way like completely against new inventions or the use of them by youth. I think they're great and they can be beneficial in many ways. There are instructional games and videos. I just think it can be detrimental to allow children to spend their boredom using devices in a non productive way. This could further be tied into the decrease in parental involvement, or, in other words, parents of these children taking on more of the negligent parenting style, which was also discussed in this chapter. However, I could be completely wrong about all this. It's just an idea. But this can tie into the idea of Christianity. Excuse me, because it just got me to thinking that this could like affect that age group's connection to God, and without a refined sense of cognitive thinking, how would they be able to obtain a deeper understanding of Him? Thus, the relationship with the Father just being weakened, and a world with kids who don't really have a good relationship with God would lead to a world with more sin overall.